Welcome to Sustainable Purchasing and Controlling Costs. This is assignment 3, the income statement, and I am Chef Matt Lewis that's going to take you through it. So when we get to the assignment, it is going to your portal, it is going to look like this. It is very big, as you can see. It has to be very small in order to see it. So what I've done for my own purposes for teaching is I'm going to split the sheet in half. So I've highlighted it. This is the top half, this is the bottom half. I'm going to put them side by side so that we can at least blow it up a little bit to make it easier. So now this is our finished sheet. Okay, again, you have to get really small, but we're going to make it work. So on the next page, so there's 2 pages. You have this sheet, which isn't split. I'll send you mine. And then you have the descriptions. And then the descriptions are going to be used to help fill in the sheet. What I've done with the descriptions, this is the original page, I've highlighted them, okay? Because part of it is going to be blue, part of it is going to be yellow, part of it is going to be purple, etc., etc. So this is the yellow section a little bit bigger that we're going to cut and paste from to fill into our sheet. Here's the blue section that's going to help us determine some of the parts of the income statement. Here is the multicolored. I've put this one in several different colors because you'll see why. You'll appreciate it. And then we have the blank sheet that we're going to be working with. The name of the establishment that you got from your project that you started on week 1. Mine is the Obstinate Dog, and that would be my dog, and yes, he is obstinate. So for the first part, the green information that you're filling in on the sheets, this is information that you decide. You come up with this information on your own. This is your dream establishment. This is your dream come true. So you're going to decide how you want it to be. Mine, the Obstinate Dog, is going to be a pub. I think that would be really a lot of fun to have. The number of seats, how I determined that was I went online and I looked at floor plans for restaurants and pubs, and I found one that I liked, and then I counted the seats in it. So that gave me a realistic idea of how many seats it's going to take. So that is 136. For the numbers of days that I am open a year, again, that is my decision to make too. I'm going to be closed Christmas and Thanksgiving. Since I'm a pub, all the other holidays we're going to be open. New Year's Eve, definitely, Sunday brunch, all that stuff. Yeah, we're going to be open for that. Okay, so that is my choice for those things. Next up, this is the blue sheet that you saw from just a few minutes ago. Like I said, this is on the sheet with the second page in the workbook, the original. This is the definitions from there. Again, now this information you're deciding, and this information you're deciding, but you're going to use this reading to help you decide what it needs to be so we can get it in realistic numbers. So for the table turnover rate, table turnover, I picked three turns a night, and for my guest check average, I picked $30 a night. Now, estimated percent of my total. All right, so we're going to be using this information to decide how we fill in this information. Table turnover, I chose 3 turns a night because that's what I think I'm going to be able to get. Guest check average, I picked $30 a night. I'm sorry, $30 a guest because I think that's a reasonable expectation for people to spend when they come in a pub. Now, this information, this is out of your total sales of 100%, out of your sales, how much comes from food, how much comes from beverage, how much comes from catering, banquet, merchandise, or other areas. Now, I am going to guess that since I'm a restaurant pub, I'm going to be doing 50% of my food. I'm sorry, 50% of my income as food. 40% is going to be beverages because we are a pub. We're going to sell a lot of drinks. I'm going to figure about 7% is going to be catering. Now, banquets, we're not going to be doing banquets, so that is 0. And we're going to have t-shirts and hats, so I figure about 3% is going to come from there. All of these added together should add up to 100%. Next up, we're going to be looking at the description. So we've got this filled in, and we have this part filled in. Now, for the descriptions, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting and pasting from the page. That is the yellow. So we're looking for food. What is the definition for our food revenue? We're going to go on here. We're going to find revenue. We're going to find food. That is the revenue from food sold. We're going to copy it, and we're going to bring it back over to where we just were. And we're going to cut and paste it in there. I've already got it in there, but that's where it goes. When we do beverages, we go back to the same sheet. And we look under revenue for beverages. Revenue from alcoholic beverages sold. We're going to cut and paste that and put it over. Banquets. Let's do catering. Copy. And when we take it over to our description sheet, catering, like so. Okay, and we're just going to fill all that in, and we're going to fill that in for this section too. This is our way of making sure you read it and understand what you're looking at. Next up, what we're going to be doing. This is the challenging part. I've tried to set these up from easiest to hardest. This is the most confusing part of it. All right, now for the expenses. So we have the expense, what it is. We have the description on this side that's all been cut and pasted, and then we need to decide if something is controllable or uncontrollable, fixed, variable, or semi-variable. Here are the definitions that I've cut and pasted on here. I got it from that sheet here, but this is on that second page in your workbook section. So let's look at what a controllable cost is. A controllable cost is one that the business owner has control over. Food purchased, for example, is a good example. Non-controllable costs are those which I have no control over. Taxes, things like that, permits. So food, is that controllable? Yes, it is. So I have put controllable in there. Beverages, is that controllable? Yes, it is. Hourly wages, is that controllable? Technically it is, because I can send people home early if I need to. Now, salary, wages, salary, is that controllable? No, that is non-controllable. Yes, you can control it, but once you hire somebody and that salary is set, then you have to pay them that same salary every week or every other week. So that is non-controllable technically, because it's going on there the same every week. It doesn't adjust. You don't adjust a manager's salary up and down from week to week. Benefits and taxes, those are non-controllable. I made a mistake, but see, then you get to see me corrected. And now you know I don't worry about admitting when I'm wrong. Now, accounting, let's get down here to this. Controllable and non-controllable. That depends on you a lot. So it's not really going to fit in here. You have to decide. If you have, like I had a very small bakery when I had my business, my mom was my accountant, so I kept her on retainer. So I paid her a set fee every month. It was controllable. However, if I had had a huge multi-state business that made multi-millions of dollars, then chances are my accountant is going to want to charge me a percentage of my sales, because the more my sales are, the more work they're going to have to do. That's not uncommon. It's not fair. Now, let's talk about fixed, variable, or semi-variable. These things are going to be both, really. So everything should have either something controllable and non-controllable, and something fixed, variable, or semi-variable. For example, fixed costs or expenses are those that do not fluctuate with changes in product level or sales volume. Variable costs are expenses that do respond directly to our sales volume. So if we sell more, our cost is going to be more. Semi-variable are things that can be a little bit of both. They're not entirely fixed, they're not entirely variable. Step costs, I've taken it out of there. It's a little bit too advanced for what we're doing, so I just took it out of there. All right, let's get back to it. Food, is it variable, fixed, or semi-variable? It is variable because our food cost varies from week to week, depending on how much we need to buy, how much we have sold. Beverages are the same thing. Let me point out here, because I forgot to earlier, when we talk about beverages, beverages are alcoholic beverages, wine, beer, mixed drinks. Coke, tea, soda, lemonade, all of those things are considered, they're lumped in with food. If they're non-alcoholic, it goes in with food, okay? That has to do with taxes and the way that your sales are measured and all kinds of stuff. All right, wages, hourly employees, that is controllable and it is variable because it is going to go up and down from week to week. This week, as an hourly employee, I might work 20 hours. Next week, I might work 40. So that is going to vary. Salaries, that is fixed because it is the same from week to week. Benefits and taxes, that is variable. Again, it's non-controllable because once I set it, once I tell somebody I'm going to pay for your insurance, I can't stop doing it. Okay, I mean I can, but I'm not going to do it on a week-to-week basis. Make sense? So it is fixed. Again, another mistake. I should have proofread this one more time before I did it. All right, total labor costs. This is going to be our first example of semi-variable because we have to add our total labor, we have to add our hourly wages, which are variable, and our salary, which are fixed. So we have a semi-variable category finally. Okay, now that is it for this assignment. It's kind of tedious. I'm working on resetting this sheet up because I don't like the way it is set up on the portal. I will email this to you guys so you can use a template of this. I'll cut and paste the template on the very end and you can use it and fill it out just like I've done, and you'll have all the steps that we've done all the way through here. Okay? Also, remember, no one is bad at math. Math is not something that is subjective like ethics or philosophy. With math, things are true or false. They are right or wrong. There is no room for interpretation. It is not open for discussion. If you think you are bad at math, you are wrong. You have just had teachers that don't know how to explain it differently than they understand it. Okay? That is my biggest challenge, is I want you guys to learn how to teach yourself and how you learn while we are in this class. All right, I'm going to post this and I will send it out to you. And Ajax says hello. That's it. Have a good one.